hotel, they treat my daughter, plus I go to the centers, and everything continued, and improvement is really there. She has come to little senses now, and she talks something important also. I said, don't worry, you go to Calcutta. If you can come back, come back. If you cannot, then we put her on absentee. I'll ask my disciples that they will treat her by absentee, and I hope it will be completely all right. And the treatment was continued that way by absentee, and she was totally all right within about 4.5 months. After that, she rejoined the St. Xavier Hospital, St. Xavier College, and started working as a professor. Today she is married, has 2 children, and she has established somewhere in Bengal. Now, several such cases can be discussed with you. Cases of accident, cases of people hospitalized, cases of pregnancy, cases of voice, not able to speak properly, or cases of any type. In foreign people also. One girl at California, she was having white spots on the face. They telephoned to me that this is the trouble. I said, you send the photographs with the white spots, and treatment was started, and in about 8 months' time the white spots disappeared, and her face was completely all right. So almost all cases can be cured by divine healing. Now what is divine healing? Divine healing is nothing but yoga. In yoga you are always meditating and becoming one-pointed. One-pointed toward the thought which you want to achieve, which you want to put in practice with success. So here also it's a yoga. It's a combination of all the 5 yogas put together. Karma yoga. You cannot have any better karma than this. When you try by prayer and meditation to relieve a person from physical diseases, physical ailments, or physical miseries, or your mental troubles, there cannot be a better karma than this. And Dalai Lama also agrees that this is the best karma which can be performed by any person to get relief to a person who is suffering either physically or mentally or otherwise. Bhakti yoga means devotion. Here also there is total devotion. The patient comes to you, irrespective of caste, creed, education, beauty, anything. You don't consider anything. You don't consider whether the man is fat or slim, or black or white, aged or young, educated or uneducated, male or female, anyone. You treat them. And you treat them with full love and compassion, karuna. And when karuna is there in your heart, and when you spread the love of a mother, which is the holiest love in the world, there is no holier love than this, a mother's love. It's the highest performance of love, devotion. A mother never expects anything from children. She always gives. And gives with full love and compassion. Here also you treat a patient with full love and compassion, and the patient is happy. Day to day he is finding relief. We tell our patients when they come to us, you leave all your worries and tension to me. I will take care of it. You go home and have nice sleep from today. You will be completely all right, I assure you. And how much relief they have? They are astonished. They feel there is someone who will take care of them. Third is Gnana Yoga. There cannot be any better knowledge than knowing the miseries and troubles and unhappiness of others, and finding a solution to them. When you find a solution to those problems and put them on the right track with positive thinking and positive results, that's the best knowledge that you can give to people. And with that also your knowledge always increases more and more, more and more. It spreads and grows. You come across so many new things which are wonderful things. in meditation. Fourth is Raj Yoga. There are 8 divisions in Raj Yoga. First is Asana, second is Pranayam, third is Yam, fourth is Niyam, fifth is Pratyahar, sixth is concentration, Jnana, Dharana, concentration, meditation, and then Samadhi. We are not concerned with the first and the last. Asana, not necessary in hitting. But remaining 6 are with us. We don't take you to Samadhi also. That is not a part of this program. But pranayama is also necessary to increase your powers. We'll teach you that also. How to increase your powers and how to acquire mind powers so that your capacity increases and you are able to achieve things which you want to achieve in life. We'll have a program on that also. Secondly, Yam, how to behave with yourself. People are having a split personality. They go on fighting in their brain. The Kurukshetra is always going on in the heart. This and that, that and that, that and that, and no end to it. It's an endless war going on inside. It is to be brought down to a peaceful level. You must love yourself. You must love your environment. You must love all the people you know. And when you start loving, you will get love. Love is the greatest virtue given by Lord, by the God or by the nature. Whether you believe in God or not, that's a different thing. But nature has given the greatest gift, that is love. And love is the highest virtue with every human being. It is there with the animals also. They also love. Second in Niyam, how to behave with others. What should be your behavior with others? First principle, don't do things which you dislike with others. Which you dislike, if you behave the same way with others, others will not like it. They will be hurt. They will be injured. And you should avoid that. And secondly, your behavior should be such that it will be always helpful to others. Put them on the positive approach of life. And they will grow. They will progress. And they will have a better life. Next one is Pratyahar. Find out all your faults. Correct them. Remove them. And come out of them totally. I ask my students to meditate whether I am fit to be the son of my great father, that is God. And everybody will have an answer, no. Why? Why no? What's wrong with me that I cannot be the loving son of my great grandfather? And you will find many things which are not to be done by you. And you go on improving. Make a list and you will improve like anything. And your powers will increase. When you come out of the negative approach of life, your powers will go on increasing, increasing and increasing. The next is one-pointedness and concentration. Concentrate on what you want to do. Remove all the thoughts. Our mind is trained such a way that it goes on loitering and wandering 24 hours. Even during sleep also you get dreams. Dreams of something happening which is unexpected. Sometimes you are flying in the sky. Sometimes you are walking on the sea. Sometimes you are jumping from a building. Many things come up. Unbelievable. So mind is going on working, working and working. Avoid that. Give proper rest to mind. Avoid the thoughts. And when you learn this program step by step, you will also learn how to control the thoughts and make them work for you. The habit was there when you were a student. When you were in a school and given an examination, suppose the essay is to be written on garden. When you start writing on the garden, only garden is there in your brain. For 15 to 20 minutes when you are writing sentences after sentences of the garden is before you completely. And in the examination for 3 hours, how you are concentrating? Totally. And today also when you see a TV program, what happens? Are you not totally absorbed? You don't like disturbance from anybody. And you are totally absorbed in the program. You see one by one, everybody. You listen to the talk, you see the acting, and you are absorbed totally in the program. If the same thing could be continued and developed for all your other objects of life, you will control yourself. Concentration will come. And then meditation. Meditate on what you really want. In the beginning, the mind will go on loitering, wandering here and there. I'll ask you to think about the wire, this wire with me, and you will start thinking about the wire, and it will shift to rubber, then rubber to Malaysia, where rubber is produced very well, and then you will think of some jungle, some forest, some trees, and then from there to some wild animals like lion, tiger, etc. And then our attention goes to Junagadh, where the lions are there, and Junagadh you see the temple, and your mind is traveled to temple, and like that within 10 minutes you go around the whole world, reaching nowhere. It's all damaging, it's all waste, and that should be avoided. In the school when we are learning, we are taught by the teacher, play while you play, eat while you eat, study while you study. Don't do two things at a time. Afterward the faculties can be developed. You can do 6 things at a time also, no problem. When you drive a car, what happens? You are attentive to the signal, you attend to the policeman, you attend to the man who is crossing the road, you attend to the car coming from the right, coming from the left, coming from the back, and you are still talking to the other person or talking on the mobile. You are able to attend 6 things at a time. That's a different thing. Don't jump that way, but go step by step. And when you do these things, your minds and your faculties will develop like anything. Your powers will develop like anything. The 5th yoga is divine yoga. Aurobindo. You might have heard his name, Aurobindo Ghosh. He was the man who found divine yoga, divine powers. He has written a book, Life Divine. If you read that book, you will wonder what a fine book it is. Now this divinity is there within each person. Each soul is potentially divine. And that divinity is to be understood, to be awakened, and to be made use for the benefit of the self as well as others. And when you can do that and put it for the benefit of others, you will be spreading like anything in the world. You will be growing and progressing like anything. So these 5 yogas are put together in the divine healing. We will have a program here continuously every month, and you will be able to learn the whole program completely. We are also running our centers at Kama Hall and Andheri. If you have any patients of any type, don't hesitate, bring them to our place. And I'll give the address. I brought the stamp copies, I'll give you address. Both the addresses, Kama Hall and Andheri. Any patients who are to be treated either at Kama Hall is here at Kalagoda, behind museum, at 4th floor, on every Friday, 5 to 6 p.m. If your patient, bring them at 5 p.m. there, and we'll treat them free of charge. At Andheri, we are meeting every Saturday at 4:30 p.m. That address also I'll give you, where you can bring any of the patients. If you are a patient, you are welcome. If you have any patients, bring them or send them. It will be our pleasure to treat them. And if anyone wants to take training, either you can take the training here or come to our Kama Hall, where the training program is continued every whole year, every Friday. That's a weekly program. We will be beginning a program on mind powers very shortly after 1 week. How to develop your mind powers and how to achieve things which you want. There are books available also on this subject, written by me particularly for this subject of divine healing.